Hey guys, and welcome back to Journey into Pandora, episode 8, part 2. Last part we went 3-1, but this part I feel like we can do well. This deck feels quite strong. So let's get into some matches. Let's see if we can get a good score for this part and maybe even complete the run. Let's get to it. Alright guys, into our match. Not a bad hand to start off with actually. I mean, I get a turn 2 Verdant Force and I can follow it with an Ancient Boar. Let's go for that, and we'll just throw this away. Pick up a enchantment, not a great pickup, but I feel we can get some use out of it. So it's going to be a mountain to start things off. Right, you could just still double neutral from here, so I am going to play a little safer by going outside my wells. So we're going to say neutral into, well, explore into forest here. Just to play it a little bit safe, that's all. And it's going to be green, red, and it's going to be a deeper grizzly. Not bad, not bad. Not as good as a Verdant Force, unfortunately. Then we get a free cost 4/5 on the follow-up, which is pretty nice, and we can start setting up lakes for our Frogifies and enchantments of the future. Fire Elemental coming down. Is this going to collect? Oh, it looks like it is. Power up's a little worrying here. I kind of wish. I kind of feel like I should just run into this anyway. Let's take a lake. See, if I need to take a lake here. I really want to get this spot as well, but I won't be able to play my Ancient Boar if I go for, say, like a Wood Elemental instead. If I pre-hit into this, he only needs 1 damage to finish it off. The Elderwoods, he doesn't kill it either. So maybe I just do this. Maybe I don't care that much. Just chill here with the Verdant Force. And see what answers to my Verdant Force that my opponent has before I start making any decisions. Now if my opponent goes for the land here, I might even consider going, say, Lake Forest with the Wood Elemental and just push straight across. Even if this was to die somehow, it's going to require 4 damage. As long as this doesn't get powered up, my boar can finish it off. I also have enchant as well, so if it was left on, say, 1 life, I could enchant it down as well and put it down to a 1/1, you know, to preserve the life total of my boar. So I have a few options going forward. He's going to retreat, so telling me that there isn't quite an answer yet. This card is a bit of a problem. It didn't move though. It's staying in the middle position, which is really good. Well, that's an excellent draw. Alright, I'm not going to move into the line of sight of this just to play around the grappling hook. So I'd love to collect off this well, but I'm just a little cautious. So I'm just going to do this instead. Take a lake. Take a forest. Could take it in here actually and just get this into double collection. Maybe take a land here on the follow-up. Yeah, I'm just going to pass on that. So playing around grappling hook, just in case. I don't want this to get too much value. I can enchant it, which is really nice. So I have an enchant now and I can finish it off. Then I can double collect. And another boar as well. So I can apply a lot of pressure going forward. Yes, let's just move all these up. Let's drop the enchant down. Oh, we'll take the forest. Dash the boar up here. Then gift the Rakoa this. Just to protect it from the grizzly, so the grizzly will trade. Well, if the grizzly tries and kills it, it should take out the grizzly as well. It's from mountain, so maybe a crack form beast coming down. I have Frogify on the follow-up as well, which is super good, because if anything too big comes down, just drop that Frogify, and easy game, easy life. In theory, at least. See what happens. It's looking pretty good for me so far. I'm at 11-6 against red-green. Firestorm, it's not bad, it's just not brilliant. Take the Tyrant Axe on the well. So now I'm attacking from two sides. I have a boar coming from this angle, I have my boar here pushing damage, and I also have this Tyrant Axe now. And this sets up for my Frogify, so if anything big comes down, just take the Frogify and answer it. Just like that. Feels good, guys. Feels good. Okay. I actually think it's in our best interest that Pandora doesn't open. No, that sounds a bit, might sound a bit odd. But Pandora actually gives my opponent options. Right now I'm ahead. So Pandora not opening is in my favor. And it's great, we didn't get a shard then. It goes for the draw, gets that 4th shard into Pandora. So there are gonna be some options here. I'm just going to go up to 6 Faeria. Going for the Equinox. So yeah, I have double campfire. I could clear this out with my boar. And then go in with my Tyrant Axe and this guy. Take a draw just in case anything else shows up. Voice of Truth, that's not too bad. Okay, let's do this. Let's just stick this over here, just in case anything shows up. Because I have my own Equinox, so I can just heal for 6, and then I can just put... I can put this guy down next turn, I have a 6-6, and if it dies, it's going to deal 6 damage to my opponent. So I'm in a winning position here. I don't really see how I lose this. We saw kind of like a suboptimal Firestorm early, like Firestorm now would be really good, but... My boar wouldn't be a 4-2 if there wasn't a Firestorm, or the other threats I had then at the time wouldn't have been answered, like the Verdant Force, for example. So, a Firestorm, absolutely fantastic in that situation, but it's not working out, is it? Bone Collector. Pandora Treasure, that is going to be a Clockwork Yak. Hit. Hit, 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 Equinox. Could have taken a draw. I guess I could have found a power up for lethal. I have 18 cards though. I think I have like 4 power ups left. Gonna trade and Doomsday for death. And there we have it. Good start to this part with a victory, taking us up to 4-1. Just green just being an absolute powerhouse as usual in Pandora. Let's get into our other match. See how we do. All right, next match. Let's throw away these frog tossers. Triton Warrior's a good keep, and we have the Tiki Caretaker as well as a way to power up our warriors or our Battletoads. So looking pretty good there. Now, if I start here, I run the risk of getting aggroed, so I'm going to start here instead. And then I'm just going to take, say, a lake here and here. Just go up like we have done in the past. I'm very cautious of aggro when I'm going first. I don't want to make my opponent's life easier by developing a land here, because a diamond is not that effective against certain aggro decks. So just starting off to the side is usually a little safer when anticipating any rush strategies. Gonna be a forest. That's fine. I might go Outland Ranger instead, so I can get a lake on this spot, and then I can put my Triton Warrior there. Because Outland Ranger in this position is pretty good, but if I was to make a lake and play Triton Warrior, it's a bit awkward because I want my Triton Warrior on this spot so it can jump and then double collect. And I want all my little jump creatures to have access to this well spot until Pandora opens so we can get some Faeria. Be a mountain into a Queen's Guard. So the combination of these two cards is going to be really helpful in dealing with that problem. Because next turn, hopefully the land gets built here and then my opponent moves, and then I can just play a forest, and then I'll be able to use the power up from the Tiki Caretaker in order to take care of the Queen's Guard. However, if my opponent does move here, might have to find another way to get access to this, or at least just wait a turn to make sure I get those lands down. We'll see what my opponent gets up to. I think this is the safest spot, unless you have Gift of Steel. We're playing a bit into Frogify with Gift of Steel as well, so there's a lot of things could go wrong for my opponent if he's not careful. And this is a really good Frogify target. Mainly because of the combat trigger given Faeria. I have quite a few Frogifys in here, so they are a bit. They're not that luxurious for me. I can use them if I want to. So yeah, just gonna split there and get additional life on this card. So now that it's a free 10, a little bit more troubling to deal with. I can't even make this into, say, a 7 free to challenge it. I'd have to make it into a 5/5. And an Outland Ranger, so can even campfire this as well. This is a tricky one. I think I make a 5/5. I just make a 5/5, say here, and if my opponent wants, like, the campfire's not going to be enough for one of these to clear it. So the 5/5 gets taken out by these two, and then I campfire this and finish this off. That's the battle plan. Let's see if it works out. I'd really like to get Battletoads down to challenge these, but I don't have that luxury just yet. I need to take care of this somehow. Now this should get like a minimum of 2 combat triggers if no other power-ups are applied, with the plan I've got so far. So this is going to be a 4 creature by the end of it. But as long as I get rid of it, it's fine. This is a problem for me. Aurora's Creation could become really handy as well, because I can copy stuff like Tiki Caretaker and Tiki Piper. I can even copy Outland Ranger to get another campfire. So I have a lot of power-up options just within this creation, which could be very handy on my follow-up turns. I mean, this could combo with, say, Gathering Enchantment. We've got 1 in the decks if it shows up. You know, this could be a good little synergy between these two. Bit of retreating going on here, I think. Yeah, it looks like I'm bullying my opponent away from the wells. I'm happy with that. No complaints there. Oh, hello. Let's do this first. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so I could have actually played this and voiced it preemptively. I think I'm going to power this up now, out of reach of these two, because I'm aware my opponent does have an answer, but it's going to cost the Outland Ranger, so maybe I could just preemptively power this up quite a lot. Just making an 8/8. Got a little conga line here of creatures. 8, 8, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1. It just, the power decreases as you go down. So now I know my opponent doesn't have enough power to kill this, as far as I'm aware. Now I know there's a campfire in hand, I don't know what else is available, but from the information I have, an 8/8 is going to be 1 power out of reach. And I hope that is still the case, making this line. But even if my opponent does have a response to this in some way, I still have, I still have an 8/8 that needs to be answered. So how much investment will my opponent need to make in order to take care of that? This little piper's getting in between the wells. See what happens. No, there can't be a Crackmon beast at least. Looks like Outland Ranger's looking to have a fight with my octopus. Yep, going for the hit there. Ground Shaker, Campfire. So I did end up having the power up. Derelict Tower, wow. Okay, that was a really good turn for my opponent. So I think I missed an opportunity there for the Voice of Truth. I should have done that last turn. So I'm just gonna put a 7-11 down. I guess that's my plan now. No power-ups for you, Piper. Let's take some Faeria. Yeah, I missed opportunity there. I could have set up a 7-11. It would have been far more difficult to deal with than the 8/8. I was being a bit greedy because I was hoping to save the Voice of Truth for maybe another time, but I should have just used it there and then, for sure. Ancient Boar. Faeria tree. Okay. Gift the Rakoa. Not going to be that helpful here. If I hit this, I'm going to have 5 life remaining, but the ping and the Ancient Boar is going to be enough to kill it. So maybe I consider extending its life with the Aurora's Creation and the Tiki Piper. Doesn't seem like a bad idea right now. Now, if the ping comes down on the 1/1, I'm not that unhappy about it, because then I can set up the Faeria tree safely. Going for defensive lands there. Crackthorn Beast. That's really unfortunate, because now you can clear out that with the ping. Feels bad. I don't really have a safe place to set up a Battletoad. I think I'm going to wait a turn, just try and get Pandora up. Or at least try and play Battletoads plus power up. Yeah, I'm going to pass. I like this from my opponent. Has quad collection going on. No reason to overextend. And then Pandora awakens. Feels bad. Well, at least my opponent doesn't get to collect. Right now he has a lot of Faeria. 17 Faeria. Fortunately, not a lot of options in hand. Oh, Magpie's pretty good though. Go for the Magpie. Excuse me. An itchy eye since the Magpie was played. If this comes back and kills my 2/2, I could set up a pretty nice Earthfire Shaker. We'll see what my opponent gets up to. It's gonna be a spider. Right, that's still good Earthfire Shaker territory. I kind of need more Faeria, really. Oh, this is difficult because I'm only getting. I mean, I need to kill this, but these are also problems as well. I have healing, I guess. That's not too bad. This is gonna live. Oh, another treasure. Equinox, that's gonna help out. So the Crystal Dragon came from the Magpie, so my opponent has another treasure in hand as well. Is he going to clear my frog, or is he going to go face? That seems to be the decision being made here. I mean, between the Crackthorn Beast and the Crystal Dragon, they can kill the Earthfire Shaker. That is an option as well. Goes for a draw, finds another treasure. That's not good, is it? That's pretty scary, actually. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, that's really good. I'm not sure there's much I can do about that. This can move here, 7, 13. I heal for 6. It's gonna put me out of reach. Nope, there's an Earthfire Shaker, so I'm gonna have to heal again. My opponent's still sitting on a mountain of Faeria. So when I lost board control, when my opponent was managed to quad collect, he completely out-resourced me. Ah, see, that's a problem, because I was hoping to trade with this and then frogify this one. Yeah, we'll just call this one. I'm not going to win this game. But yeah, I lost board control. I think making the 8-8 was probably my major mistake there in that match. I should have just played the Voice of Truth there as a 7-11. It's just like a big body. But you learn from your mistakes. Hopefully I won't make them in the next coming matches, because now I want to get them on 1 life, and I need to get some wins in to make this run worthwhile. So let's get into some more games, and hopefully I can continue my run. Alright guys, into potentially our final game, you never know. We're having a run back here with the red-green deck we played against in the previous match. Where I feel I made a couple of mistakes, but my opponent played exceptionally well. So can't take anything away from him there, Delgano. But now we're going to get into a new game where hopefully we can get our revenge. And good old solid Tyrannax to start things off. We've got the Ancient Boar to follow up as well. So looking pretty good for us so far. Ancient Beastmaster. This card can get some mad value if it's not checked. It can be a really big problem. It's actually a pretty strong card in Pandora, because in Constructed this card probably won't live because there's so much removal. But look at this. This is just a 5/6, just really solid. But we have a solid creature as well, and it's the Oak Daddy-O. Big solid 6/8 to challenge this boar. I need to kill this. It's not going to be easy. I'm going to have to wait until turn 6 where I can Frog Tosser it. But I do have an answer in hand. So as long as it doesn't get any power-ups, I should be okay. I'm going to go for our last forest on the follow-up. So we can have our Ancient Boars dash into this direction. And once again, my opponent's going into double collection. I really respect that because I feel that although double collection becomes redundant later on, it's actually really important in the early game because the Faeria advantage in the last match helped my opponent win the game. You know, able to quad collect. I couldn't collect that. I was never going to have enough resources to combat whatever threats were remaining in hand. So I do appreciate a bit of double collection in Pandora. I know some players don't, but it's good. Honestly, it's pretty good. Okay. What do we have here? Let's see what Rune's Presence gives us. A big old grizzly. Can't say no to that. Can't say no to a 9/14. And Frog Tosser on my follow-up is going to be really good. Because I'm going to be able to Frog Tosser this. It's going to be in between the wells. And then hopefully my frog will just spawn above it, right? And then I'm going to have a double collection on the right-hand side. Unless this creature comes down here, which could be a problem. But no, it's looking okay so far. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, let's keep pushing on up. I can actually Frog Tosser here. So now I'm giving my opponent a choice. Do you take 13 next turn, or do you deal with my 2/2 who's going to double collect? Look at the shards. Might just be a Firestorm here. Maybe some area of effect. Oh, it's just going to be a little ping there. Into maybe a Grimguard. Yeah, I thought as much. Just a Grimguard. Going for double neutral. We're gonna move along. We're gonna move on up. Move on up in the world. Don't mind actually just creating a defender here. The whole purpose of this boar now is just to block this spot. So I can shimmy around if I need to push some damage with Tyrant Axe on the follow-up. Things are accelerating. And yep, it's just going to be a concede. There's not much you can do as a red-green player against a giant grizzly bear. So I did get my revenge, but it felt kind of cheesy in compared to our last match, which was quite back and forth up until that sad point where I lost control of the wells. But I'll take it. We got that win. Let's keep going. Alright guys, we are back in another match. Ooh, a Faeria tree. I might just get away with this. I don't know. You know what? Let's give it a go. Do I mull? This is a turn 1 play. This turn 2 play. You know what? I'm going to keep this hand. Gonna take some risks. Some fun risks, at least. This is where I get rushed now. It's just going to be double neutral down. I'm just going to be like, no. Why did I do this? Why did I get tempted by the Faeria tree Runin's presence? Oh, well, we'll see. Kind of hoping it's not rush. If it's not rush, I'll be okay. If it is rush, things are going to look a bit hairy very quickly. It looks like it's nothing. Okay. Oh, it's double neutral, just not in the direction I feared. That's excellent. I'm happy with that. We're going to take a neutral this side, and we're going to stick the Faeria tree down. 2 Faeria to gain 8 Faeria back. Seems good. Now this is where we might see double neutral towards my hope. Considering playing a card in the hand, as you can see. Nope, doesn't want to play that one. Nope, went back to it. Fantastic commentary from me. I'm very passive. Passive play from my opponent here. It's going to be a wood elemental and going over to the wells. Okay. Outland Ranger, that's pretty good. So we are going to go this side now. We are going to campfire this preemptively to play around deep with Stalker, but also know that we can challenge the wood elemental immediately. I can get a lake down here and get that jump spot that I was talking about in the previous match. These two are actually going to combo quite well together if I get something expensive, because I'm going to gain 10 Faeria. This is going to cost 4. If I get something that costs 6, it's going to be pretty good. A double neutral really does not like my Faeria tree. With no surprise, I guess. This tree represents a tremendous Faeria burst for me and can be quite menacing, really. When we have an answer to it, it's fine. Tiki Caretaker sitting in my hand, ready to take care of the big old mace man. Feels good, guys. And with a life to spare as well. No, in this spot, Pandora opening quickly is probably in my favor because of the Faeria tree. So as long as it's not a Falcon Dive, I should be in a pretty good position with a 6-1 against what looks to be mono green. Dealing 1 damage isn't exactly easy for mono green, which means if anything comes down to challenge my Faeria tree, my 6-1 should take care of it. Well played. Is it a Falcon Dive? Is it an Emperor's Command? Or is it a Concede? It should be one of those things to see her well played. No, it's still playing on. Maybe for a bit of mind games going forward. It's going to be a wood elemental. Going aggressive here with those lands. The Faeria tree is mine. It cannot be stopped. Two Faeria, what could you play? Nothing. There's just nothing that could change this. So yeah, let's kill this. The Freedom Fighter's not bad here, I guess. Maybe I should have moved my 1-1 onto the lake to play around Freedom Fighter. Because now you can Freedom Fighter just down straight away and deal 3 damage. Which would be very annoying. So maybe moving here would... Yeah, moving here would have made Freedom Fighter worse. Well, no, actually, you can still come at this angle. So I would have needed to play the Wood Elemental here. No, actually, I don't think there's a way I can really stop a Freedom Fighter. It looks like he's just given up on the tree. The tree's going off now. Alright, let's see what the... 17 Faeria, oh my goodness! Alright, Runin's Presence, give me something huge. Not quite what I was after. Yeah, not really what I was after, but... Sure. Oh, see, I never want this to transform. I'm going to keep this for later. I don't want this. I want the Faeria wells to disappear first before I play this. Because if this collected Faeria and created a land, it would be the saddest thing. I have Dash though. Dash could be quite good. Because even if any defensive lands come here, I can still make a land on one of these spots that's left over and then dash aggressively. That's the plan at least. Still don't have the 1 damage I need for the Snowstorm Lancer to clear this. I have the Frogify, so it's probably best for me if something big gets played, just so I can kill the Wood Elemental with my Snowstorm Lancer. A Tax Collector. Getting those taxes. Okay. Right, getting the pressure down now. We have a 6-9 and a 5-5 at my opponent's orb. Just trying to apply enough pressure now to try and win this game. While we have the advantage, you know, Faeria's pretty good for us right now. We have a stronger board in terms of creatures. We also have this Frogify sitting in hand ready just to snipe anything big that comes down to make sure that we can check it. So if a Verdant Force or a Fiery Golem came down, easy answer there with the Frogify. And the more expensive the creature, the better, really. A King Magnus, I'd be down for a King Magnus coming on the board. It's 10 Faeria gone. Would feel pretty good. Oh, I just meant to shift my wood elemental back towards my orb. I forgot to do that. It's a little misstep from me there. That was the plan, so it doesn't get value off the tax collector. All right, clock is ticking. Tiki Totem, okay, and a Wild Avenger. An Oak Father, that's a pretty good one. Okay, so we can Frogify this. Let's get an aggressive land here. We can Frogify this. I can have this kill this guy. Oh, maybe I should have made a land here, actually. Jump up and kill the frog. Yeah, I think that's okay for now. Don't push any damage, but we're protecting our 5-3. That's the plan. Maybe I should have done it the other way. So I clear the elemental. Oh no, I don't have to land the step on. I would like to play the Oak Father that turn, so maybe I just... Yeah, I went for the Frogify, so I had to develop the lake. It's a Verdant Force, okay. It's an 8-8 Verdant Force. It's pretty good. Might see this 1-1 run into something just to see if it powers up the Verdant Force with its ability. Which would make it a 10-12. To be honest, I can easily push a lot of damage next turn. I can push 14 next turn. That's not including any events I pick up. Yeah, I think it's just gonna run into it. Yeah, powers up the Virgin Force. Pandora opens. What am I going to get? I was hoping it wouldn't be that one. I was hoping it'd be a Clockwork Yak. Let's take a draw. Oh, that's pretty good. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the boom. Getting that lethal. And there we have it. We are still alive in this run. Feels good, guys. So where are we at now? Are we 6-2. So 3 more games to decide whether, well, potentially decide if this run will continue. So I'm going to conclude this video here, and this is going to be the end of part 2. Part 3 could be long, it could be short. We will see when we get into it. So thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, drop a subscribe to keep up to date of when our content goes live. So check out earlier episodes of Journey into Pandora if you're interested in Pandora, and you can check over Sky Deck Spotlight if you'd like to have a look at some of the top tier decks in Constructed right now. So until next time, guys, take care and enjoy Pandora.